Welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Paul.
Here at Pop Culture Explosion, we talk about Star Wars and and then we talk about more Star Wars and then Mike, I'm exhausted. What are we talking about today?
Today, it's a little what-if series we're planning. Let's see if it goes well. But I posed the question. In Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, what if Han Solo decided to just leave and go pay Jabba the Hutt? Just somewhere around where they were almost attacked at Hoth, basically. He actually, couldn't get what he wanted out of Leia, and he's, okay, I'm out of here. And so part of the other side of the question would be, how would he be received if he went back to Jabba? Would Jabba just throw him in jail and take his money and his ship? Would he be good then at this point? Because it's been 3 years in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. So that's kind of the idea that I wanted to kind of throw out for us to kick around, and you guys could throw stuff in the comments earlier. So I'm going to kind of toss it over to Paul, because when I came up with this idea, Paul ran with it, like all sorts of directions.
Well, the thing is, though, Mike, what happens to Han, in my humble opinion, is the least relevant to the impact of that decision for the entire trilogy. It is such a micro thing. And in my humble opinion, I really don't care what happens to Han. But before I go into my deep dive, oh my God, the Earth is going to explode, let's answer that question. There is a edited cut in one of the new Star Wars, one of the travesties that George Lucas did when he kept meddling with New Hope, where Jabba the Hutt met him at Mos Eisley in front of the Millennium Falcon. And Jabba the Hutt was actually very sympathetic to Han Solo. I did not like that version of Jabba the Hutt, but I'm viewing that as canon. So with that being said, I think if Han Solo would have paid back Jabba with some interest, I think it would have been a no-brainer. No big deal. And he'd have been doing other things for Jabba in the future.
Okay. So why don't you share, your thoughts on what this question actually went to an offshoot.
Yes.
Because, like you said, it was very little consequence. He goes back to Jabba. Jabba kind of welcomes him back with open arms because he's paying him triple or whatever it is. Maybe he would do that.
Mm-hmm. So let's keep in mind what happens on Hoth, right? He couldn't get the Millennium Falcon going. The shit's hitting the fan with the Empire, and Princess Leia, being the stubborn person that she is, which is an amazing trait, Han literally had to drag her out of the command center with C-3PO. If he wasn't there, I really believe that Princess Leia would have been captured by the Empire, by Darth Vader. Secondly, and then that whole thing, there would not have been a rescue like what we saw in A New Hope. Secondly, Luke Skywalker was completely oblivious, right? He goes to his X-Wing, he sees the Millennium Falcon fly away, his waves, he goes to Dagobah. Well, I believe Luke Skywalker would have formally finished his training on Dagobah. Cloud City never would have happened. I believe Princess Leia probably would have died by the hands of the Empire through Darth Vader. Her being a Skywalker never would have surfaced. And I believe that probably Luke Skywalker would have confronted Vader before the Return of the Jedi, before the Battle of Endor. I don't think we would have saw the final Endor fight. I believe they would have finished his training, bypassed everything, and then just hunted down to either A, redeem his father, which, again, he wouldn't have fought him in The Empire Strikes Back. He would not have realized that it was his father. And I don't believe that he would have gone for redemption, but he would have gone there to defeat Darth Vader and Darth Sidious. So the trilogy as a whole would have completely changed if Han Solo would have made that selfish decision.
Drastic much?
Just a tad.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
that's true. I mean, it would have unfolded just about everything we come to know. There would have been no Lando.
no Lando. Nope. Chewbacca would have been just a buddy of Han Solo doing their own space things. But yeah, I think the Battle of Endor never would have happened. The Death Star probably might have been created, but at the end of the day, Luke Skywalker would have either have defeated Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, or he would have died trying.
So anyway, well, I think that those are pretty interesting explorations of what might have been.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you think would have happened with the trilogy if Han Solo would have left Princess Leia and everyone before the Battle of Hoth? What do you think would have happened? Who knows? So, Mike, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I think it's just fun to think of these sorts of things that kind of just come up all the time because you've seen this and you've grown up with it and you've seen it so many times. It's just kind of fun to play around with your own version of it in your head.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, what are your thoughts? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that like button, and for future content, please subscribe. So, with that being said, Mike, peace out.
Peace.